Hi friends, welcome. Okay, next card. So this one says, sorry for your loss. And again, this is from the Heal Your Heart stamp set, the free stamp set in Sale-a-bration. And then you open it up and it says, wishing I could heal your heart. And then I did a little bit of punching there. So let's make this card easy peasy. Easy peasy. So I have a piece of Bermuda Bay and I need to score it at 4 1/4. And 1 1/4. So I'm just gonna go ahead and fold that in half. And then this piece here, we're going to fold back. And you do want to use your bone folder, get a good crease so it doesn't keep wanting to pop up on you. Okay, so that's the first part. That's our card base. What else do I have here? Then for the inside, I have a piece of Whisper White, which is now going to be basic white, and that's 5 1/4 by, let me just make sure that's 5 1/4. I want to make sure didn't, a little bit big. I'm going to cut this down. It looked like it was a little bit too big. Anyway, it should be 5 1/4 by 4 for the inside. So let me just double check my, yep, a little bit too big here. So 4 by 5 1/4. And I could tell because when I placed it in there I did not have enough of a border. So that's 5 1/4 by 4. Then I have a piece of the Oso Ombre and that is cut to 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. And then I have a strip of the Oso Ombre and that's cut to 1 inch by 5 1/4. And I did this earlier. I went ahead and cut out a scrap of the Bermuda Bay using the scalloped circles. So let me bring that in. These are the scalloped circle dies and they coordinate with the Circle Sale-a-bration stamp set. So the circle dies and a couple of the punches will coordinate by cutting these out. So that's fun. Then I have a scrap that I'm going to stamp on. And I'm just going to put this away so I don't lose it. And we'll get busy here. So, first thing I'm going to do is bring this in. And I'm going to bring in a couple of the stamps from the Circle Sale-a-bration. I got these stuck together. Whoop. So, I'm going to use this big circle stamp. And I'm going to use that leafy stamp right there. And I'm bringing my magazine back in. And my Bermuda Bay ink. So I'm going to go ahead and ink this up. Yeah, frog, huh? And I'm going to stamp it. And then I'm going to stamp again. And that's the one I'm going to use for my card. So I just want it real faint. And I got my 2 1/4 inch circle punch. And I'm going to go ahead and punch that out. And again, this does coordinate with the circle, the layering circle dies, the stitch dies, so you can go ahead and use that if you want. Next, I'm going to bring in that little leafy stamp. And I'm going to stamp this, but I'm not stamping off. I'm going to go ahead and stamp that right around the edge. And that's the look I got. Okay, but I like that 2 1/4 inch punch because where I stamped off that circle, it gives me a little bit of a white border. And then when we put it together, I just kind of like the way that all just went together. So that's my thinking. That's what I did. All right, so next, let's get some more stamping done here. I'm going to bring in a piece of Whisper White or Basic White, and this is, I think this is 3/4. Yep, 3/4, and it should be by 3, so I got to cut this down because that's too long of a strip. So I'm going to cut that down to 3. Whoops, my paper moved. Okay, I'm going to trim this up a little. I think my paper moved just slightly. Gave me a little bit of a crooked cut. So now I'm going to bring in the sentiment from Heal Your Heart. Let me just find it here. And this one says, sorry for your loss. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp that right in the middle of this. Okay, and then we'll do the inside stamping in a second. We'll go ahead and put this card together. So, I'm going to take this piece and go ahead and snail it on the inside of that card front. Let me find that snail. So welcome everyone that just popped in. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for being here. Everyone's all excited today about the new catalog. So now you have a choice of which way you want to put this, and I think I'm going to, because it's graduated, it gets lighter and darker, and I think I want this lighter side over to the left. So I'm just going to go ahead and center that right there. Okay, now this one we want this way. And I'm going to go ahead and put that little 1-inch strip on the front. So I'll have more details on my blog tomorrow about these cards, so you can see those measurements. There's my blog, www.stampandshout.com. And if you guys shop with me, that's my January host code, so there's a place, you know, to plug that in. Don't forget the host code. Okay, so you see what I did? I put the 2 3/4 inch piece right there, and then this one is flipped back, and that's where that one's going to go. And then these two pieces, we're going to go ahead and snail together or glue, whatever you prefer. Go ahead and center that on that scalloped circle. And then that's going to go there, and this is going to go here. And I want this closed. I don't want this flopping up like that, even though it, you know, so I'm closing that. I'm going to go ahead and put some snail down there and close that. Okay, then let's do the inside before we put this all together. I want you to see how it all lines up. So here is my inside piece, and I'm going to bring in my trio punch. And I think I'm on a kick now with my trio punch. I love this. So trio punch, you can punch a little circle, you can punch a curved corner, and you can punch this pretty leaf. And that's what we're doing now. So all you got to do is you have to make sure it's lined up squarely, and there's little guides in there. And it's real simple to tilt your paper. So you just want to make sure you have it in nice and straight. And when you punch it, you punch the whole thing down. You don't just punch on the corner that you are working with. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So when I put this on the inside, that Bermuda Bay really pops out and shines, you know, it just really adds a lot to the inside of the card. So first I'm going to go ahead and stamp here, and I'm going to bring in my sentiment that says, wishing I could heal your heart. And the font on this, oh, it's so pretty. It's just very delicate and gorgeous. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp this, and I'm going to stamp it over here on the left because we don't want it popping through there. We don't want it showing. So I'm going to ink this up. And I'm just over here on the left. There you go. Look how pretty it is, the font though. It's really pretty, isn't it? So I'm going to go ahead and adhere this to the inside. So I do appreciate you guys when you share my video. Kind of helps get the word out. More the merrier. So that's going to go like that. Okay, now for this, isn't that pretty? Oh, just love it. Just subtle. Just, I don't know, I just like it. So I'm going to go ahead and decide how you want these flowers, which way do you want them facing. And then we're going to go ahead and put some dimensionals on the back. And I keep flipping it down. I want to make sure that you don't want to put a dimensional way on the right side of this. Got too many there. So I put 3 dimensionals on here. These 2 are going to go right in the center, and this one's off to the side. Just don't want one over here, because then your card's not going to open. So let's take those off. Let the sticky shine through, pop through. Okay, and then this one is going to go right here like that, and I'm going to pop that up too. I'll make sure I got it 3 inches. I think I'm going to cut just a little bit off because I want it to fit right there. Good. And this one still looks a little crooked to me from when my paper moved. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of this. Right about there. There you go. What do you think? So I think this color works. It's, I mean, with that graduated subtle coloring, you could do this in any of the cards. You could do it. It'd be pretty in the Rococo too, with that graduated color. But here I did it in Blackberry Bliss and Bermuda Bay. And I just wanted to show you that pretty paper. It's really, I don't know, it's just, I don't know, first of all, it's free, right? But there's so much of it. You get, and it's 6x6, so it's just fun to use. And I love all those colors. They're great colors. So again, I think that's about it. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email me at stampandshout@gmail.com. Visit my blog tomorrow. I'll have more details about tonight's cards. Thank you for saying it's so pretty. I appreciate it. I really put a lot of thought into these cards. You know, I don't just, I just like to, it seems like every card I make, I want to do something different. You know, I think about it too much sometimes, but I do enjoy it. I hope you guys like it too. So anyways, thanks a lot again for being here. I appreciate it. Don't be shy. Stampin' Shout.